Hey guys, and welcome back. This is Chosen Architect. Today we're going to be diving into modular machinery and also maybe getting some water wheel power, as you can see behind me. So I hope you guys are ready. So boy, do I have a lot to get done today. I've already kind of processed a lot of stuff over here, but I still don't think this is going to be enough for everything that I have planned. So I might have to do some more processing in between. But we do have a lot of space, so I want to take advantage of some of the space that we have. And there's going to be some larger machines that we're going to need to make. So speaking of those machines, let's go ahead and take a look at this section right here. This is talking about modularity. This is the Modular Machines mod, which has some really cool things that allows pack developers to make. I have, like, for example, I've built an entire TARDIS out of these modular machinery blocks. And yeah, basically taking that and making a giant power generator. I know it sounds ridiculous, but I have done it. But yeah, these are going to be smaller machines, but still require a few different things to make. One thing is this redstone alloy. Now, I did switch this over to a hopper, and I believe that I think I have the packing, because when I packed redstone in here. Oh no, it was the gear. Okay. So, if I put, say, 1, 2, 3, 4, if I put 4 in here, will that send out? So, as you can see, it's in the hopper. It has the ability to send out, but for some reason, it's not wanting to do that for 4. I don't know exactly why, because I remember this working in the past. But all I'm doing here is I'm just basically deviating out how many I'm actually going to need, and I can just throw them on there. And as soon as one's done, the other ones will start, as you can see right there. And this is making gears, as we're going to need a few gears for this. Just like so. But let me go ahead and take a look at the modular machines. Let's see, modular right here. So we have a few blueprints. This is a chemical mixer blueprint. And right here shows you exactly what it's going to contain. And then right here tells you a list of everything that is contained within it, all the different blocks you're going to need. As you can see, some of the items are unfamiliar. I don't understand why. Oh, I guess because we literally don't have them. We can only make things that allow or that have or utilize the blocks that we currently know. Let's see. This one right here is a industrial loom. There's an industrial dyeing unit, and a plastic molder, industrial mill, mixer. I think these, if you click on them, right click, you can see what they do. So this is a mill. Basically, this is going to replace our saw, or our mill, I guess the one that was used by horsepower. And it's going to replace that and allow this to be the replacement for it and use power instead of the horses, and should be a little bit faster. As you can see, it uses energy. Not much energy, though. 4 FE a tick. That's not much at all. And then we have over here, let's see, industrial mill, the mixer. The mixer is really nice because that's going to make getting leather a lot quicker. As you can see, you can literally just put the salt and the water is automatically there. Like, we just fill this up and we can put a lot of water in here. And that's probably going to be something worth making. So I'm going to add that to my list. The mixer is definitely, let's see, I think I already had added that. And then there's a liquid processor, which this is going to get us to the molten plastic. So it looks like we need molten propane, molten naphtha, steam. All of that's going to lead to this, which is all done in the chemical mixer. Let's see, industrial mill. That's one that I probably want. Plastic molder, we can't make that just yet. Industrial drying unit. I think I said dyeing unit earlier, didn't I? So this is going to replace our drying rack. That's going to be something worth having. The industrial loom, what does this do? This allows us to make wool and stuff in bulk. Okay. I don't know how useful that's going to be just yet, because this is easy to craft, actually. So we may not even worry about that. And then the chemical mixer, that stuff we're going to have to worry about later on. So what all is this getting us here? So we have a chemical mixer, and that's going to make steam. How do we get the naphtha? This is a distillation tower. So we need a distillation tower. We need oil, so we need to pick up oil. We need to turn this using a distillation tower and get diesel and molten naphtha out of this. And that's also going to get us bitium. So this isn't too difficult to do. The getting the oil part, we're going to need enough power to do that. Hopefully we can utilize some of this diesel. It's not biodiesel, so it is regular diesel to do this, but diesel can be then converted down into a few different things. Gasoline and lubricant and kerosene. Yeah, kerosene can then be turned into fuel. Like, there's a whole bunch of stuff you can do with this. But as of right now, I think the main thing is to get an oil rig going, get oil being produced, and get ourselves plastic. And overall, it's going to use the chemical mixer, or it's going to use a distillation tower, right? So distillation tower, and that's a big multi-block. Then we're also going to need a chemical mixer. And last but not least, I think that'll be the liquid processor. So overall, not too bad, but we are going to need a lot of these modular machines. So this isn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. The modular machine controller is actually pretty simple to make. As long as you prepped and you've gotten these things, we've done these in the past episodes. So of course we should have pretty much everything we need for this. So long as you have this, which by the way, to get this modularium, that's not even that difficult, really. It's redstone, which we have tons of, iron, which we have tons of, and aluminum, which we can mine tons of, since we can ore excavate. It's insane how much ore, like, all you gotta do is farm like once, and that's all you're gonna need for quite a while. So I need 3 of these, at least for the 3 machines that I currently have set up, and I kind of already know where I want to place these. I think I'm gonna use that room that I set up kind of down underground here. And that should be perfect. Now, these blueprints are going to tell you every little thing that you're going to need. You can see not all of them are huge. This one's actually not bad at all. It actually is going to take the industrial mill that we have, and it's going to utilize it. And right here is the list of everything you need. Now, you are going to see unfamiliar item, but that's just because it's the larger tier version. If you kind of take a look, you can hold shift, and it will actually stop the scrolling. So as soon as you see it, see what is there. So right here, small output item. That's what we're going to need. And the other one should eventually show up. And yeah, tiny energy. We have to use the tiny variants for these, because it could, I guess, accept the larger variants. But as you can see, that's not the case. And we can actually break this down, and you can also show it in the world as well. Those are some things that you can do whenever you want to go build this thing. So let's just say that took a little bit of time and a little bit of prep. I did go ahead and actually write everything down that I needed. And if you're interested in that list, let me kind of talk about just for these few machines, all right? I needed 23 total cases, or casings. I needed 3 small item inputs, 1 stone mill. I needed 4 machine gearboxes, 3 small item inputs, 3 tiny energy inputs. We also needed 1 machine circuitry, 7 factory blocks, 15 machine vents, 1 cauldron, and a tiny fluid input. So those were all the items we needed. And yeah, here we go. Now the chisel, the factory blocks, these are actually like decorative blocks from chisel. And it showed that they looked like fan blocks. I don't know if that's what it has to be, but that's kind of what they looked like. They look like fan blocks. So since we have all these, I guess we could kind of put these together. So I need to figure out where I want to place these by viewing this. This right here is going to be the controller, and also each one requires a controller. I almost forgot about that. I want to find out where each one of these are. They definitely need to be spaced out. This has power going into the back. This one has power going into the back as well. All of these have power going to the back, which would kind of be nice if they would fit into these slots nicely. So we can also visualize these. I think we can, let's see, this would freeze the preview. I thought there was a way to visualize these by placing them down. Yes, right here. So that is something it says right click to place preview, move away. And it might be the fact that I can't see it is because I have, yeah, it's probably because of the fact that I have shaders on. So that's probably the reason. Anyways, let's go ahead and pull all these items into our inventory so that way we can see what we need. I can very easily just use this. So this is the drying unit. This is going to be the mixer. This will be the industrial mill. I'm thinking about putting the mill right here. It's kind of a smaller little setup. And it's not so big, so it'll make this area feel a little bit bigger. But you can see this is going to require the gears on the bottom, the power, that is going to go below this. This right here is a... I don't actually remember what this block is. Is this the... It's the one that says unfamiliar. Is it the input hatch? I don't know. We'll figure that out as we go. I think this is the input and output hatch. And this is something else. I just don't... I don't know what it is. I wish the thing didn't... Oh, this is the circuitry. Okay, so yeah, this is the circuitry block. All right, so circuitry block. Let's go ahead and place that. By the way, it did make 2. I think this is the only machine that actually requires the circuitry block. And the gears, we only needed 4 of those. Back here is going to be the power hatch. Boy, it is so loud with all the animals, isn't it? Input. Did I make the power hatches? You know what? That was the only thing I haven't made. Is the energy inputs. Okay, so now that these are made, I can now place them in. Okay, perfect. And then I should have the mill, which will go here. And then we'll have an input and output hatch. I don't think it matters where they get placed. So let me check this out. So small item output. This is a fluid hatch. Item. Okay, so here's the input and output. Now the blueprint, does it show them flipping around? Does it show them flipping around? No, it shows them staying the same. So green on the right, red on the other side. I don't know if this, like I said, matters, but I'm going to make it matter. And then up front, I think we just had regular casings. Just regular casings, which we needed quite a few of these. And last but not least is the multi-block thing to finish it off, which is going to be the controller. And once it's done, you can see it actually changes colors. Yeah, because that's one of the things that the mod dev allows is for the colors to actually be changed. But you can see that the reason this is kind of glitching out is because the actual border is being shown for the placement of the block. Is to get rid of that, all you got to do is kind of just walk away from it until it's like out of render distance, and it will disappear. It will no longer be in sight. I don't know if I went far enough, but yeah, as you can see, I didn't. But with this all set up, all we got to do now is get power hooked into the back of this one. Now, I do have a couple more to build. These are all going to be very similar, so there's no sense in me building them on camera. This one right here is just another multi-block. I just need to figure out where I want them. Of course, I want the screen facing forward. Now, with this, you can access everything right here. But first, we need to put the mixer blueprint in. Or actually, this is the wrong blueprint. This is the industrial mill. So we place that in there. And it should say status, no matching recipes found, blueprint found, industrial, structure found, industrial mill, right? At least that's how it should work. So, for example, this as soon as we give it power, I think things will work. But it says no matching recipes found. Interesting. So I need to get power to all of these machines, and I was thinking, what in the world is that? A mini Enderman. That's the first one of those I've seen. Anyways. So what I want to do is I want to light this area up just a tiny little bit. And I think to do that, I should be able to just use some glowstone. So we place that down here and here. What I want to do is I want to set this up with some water wheels. I think that's going to be a good way to power this. To do that, I need a kinetic dynamo that is going to need to be placed right there. And then we need to get some water wheels in here. But first, I think what I can do is I could make this a little bit easier by, instead of placing the water wheel right now, I can just go ahead and place the water in here and then place the water wheels, so long as that will let me do that. So let me place the water in, and if you can kind of see the shape that I have going here, I have a room set out just big enough for this. On this wall, I have this cleared out, leaving this right here, and you'll be able to see it a little bit clearer once we get the water wheels placed. I have 3 water wheels, which, by the way, are super simple to make if you didn't know. Let's go ahead and place them in here. And I need to get out of this corner area. I might actually have to break this. Oh boy, I forgot that that is a thing. That was a bad decision. Volarkite to the rescue. Oh, man. Woo, that was close. Wow, I'm glad I had the Volarkite in my inventory. Otherwise, that could have been a mess. Anyways, yeah, that's how we get power over here. At least I got out. I mean, that is very true. I mean, I did get out of here. All right, so let's get back to work. So I definitely want this block removed. I want to fix this again. Okay, so this should look all right. It's not perfect. We do have water spewing out right here, which we're going to fix. But this should be generating at its maximum, I do believe. It's very simple, right? I think this is actually how you can obtain 90 RF. There are other ways that do seem a lot more complicated than this. But if I remember correctly, I think this is like one of the best ways to do this. And it's super simple. So I also want to fill this in with some glass. So let's go ahead and fix this water issue that we have. Because I want to be able to see this thing. Now on the top, that is going to be an issue. I don't think we can hammer and change the input here with a hammer. Can we? It'd be really nice if I can put the input. Nope, that just flips the machine around. Okay. Well, anyways, up here in the top, that's where we're going to have to put it then. That's just going to be where it has to be. And then this this bottom here, I'm going to go ahead and just chisel some cobblestone to make it look a little bit more brickish. And we can place some brick right here. Honestly, we don't even have to have that. We don't have to have any support there. We can just do this. Glass it up, and there we go. So let's get our power connectors, and we'll get that all hooked up, and we'll get power to all of this. That's going to be the ultimate goal, is to get power to all of these machines. So I think I have a pretty decent idea of what we should do. I only have so many insulated cables, but over here I don't think we're going to need insulated as much, considering it's kind of out of the way. What I do want to do though is take the capacitor here, place that on the outside. This is where we could probably add like a fence to kind of have it supported up. And I want to change this and get this hooked in, so where we have this running to this. So that way this is building up charge. And then on the side, yeah, because I definitely do want it on the side. Let's take our hammer and let's set it to an output. It's going to be orange. And we should be able to just place these on the ceiling. Hook these here. And then this one is going to be a little bit difficult, as I placed it somewhere that, of course, is going to make this difficult. Let me plop that down. I think that should be fine there. So what I can do is place one here. And then we should be able to reach all the way over here. And this is another one that's going to be kind of difficult because of how I put this in. But I thought it was nicer looking being right here. And we can place that one there. So this should be able to connect everything. Let's go ahead and do that. Oh, sorry, this goes here. And then this will connect to this one. And this will connect to this one. And that should route our power just like we want it. Now, I am going to be getting really close to these wires. Oh, so yeah. This is the only time I'm going to be getting close to them, though. Yikes. Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and wire snip these out. I can't. We need to do that last. Let's just cut that. All right, so this doesn't have power anymore. Okay, and we'll place our connectors on to these blocks. Same goes over here. And that way we can go ahead and get everything hooked up before we get the power running to it. I don't know a single electrician that would want to work on power that is live. I really don't know. Will this work? Oh, it doesn't. So this one probably needs to be moved. This is the problem with these cables, is you never know how something's going to work, because we might need to use multiple relays just to get this to function properly. All right, right here to here, here to here, and now I'm probably going to need to use another relay because I doubt this is going to connect. No, it's being blocked. So another connector here, just to connect the wire from here to here to here to here. Oh man, that is a mess. That does not look very professional at all. But really, I mean, there's not much else we can do, as cables can't go through blocks. Or at least not this way, they can't. Last but not least, we'll connect that. And then to connect everything, bam, we're hooked in. And, oh, actually we're not. Because this didn't get hooked up for some reason. There we go. Now we're ready to rock and roll. And now everything should have power. Okay, and then I want to utilize these things. I do want to utilize these and get them working. So let me think of something that we can, I don't know, grind up, right? Because this can do some stuff, can it? It can do a whole bunch of stuff, it looks like. Fish can be ground into ground meat. What? Bone meal, wheat can be turned into flour. You know what? Let's go ahead and do that because that's going to be a very useful one. So let's go ahead and try this out, right? Right here is our input. So we can throw some wheat in there. And you can see it's processing. And you don't really get much more information than that. And I think it's being limited a little bit by how much power. Oh, maybe not. I think that is as much power as you can get, but it's producing it over here on the side. So it's actually going pretty fast for what it is. Of course, this says blocked because it doesn't work, but it totally does work here. That's going relatively fast. That's a lot faster than our regular mill. So, and then this over here is a drying unit, which will dry out any of these things. I don't know what the process is for flour, right? What is it? Is there anything else here with flour? Right here can make dough. So this is another recipe. I think to make dough, we can do that in the mixer. We just need some water, and we need some salt, and we need the flour. And then we can utilize this in the mixer. Do I see some automation coming? I don't know. This kind of feels like something that should be automated. So over here, we can toss our water in just like that. And then this, we can input salt and our flour. And that should start processing. And over here, we should get our dough once it's done. This one's not going as fast, but that's completely fine. I'm sure each one has its own processing speed, but the fact that we don't have to sit here and babysit it is really nice. And then the dough can be smelted into bread. That's one thing. It can be turned into cake, pizza, bacon. Oh, wow. Cheese. Look at all that. Chocolate cake. That's actually not bad. Requires some milk from cows, some cocoa beans, sugar, and eggs. Not too hard to make either. This right here is a big cookie from Actually Additions. But one thing we can do is just cook it. That's awesome. So guys, as always, of course, I want to give a huge shout out to one of my Patreons, and that goes to Hawk Halo for being an absolute boss, not only on Twitch, but also on Patreon. I really do appreciate you, my man, and thank you so much. And I'm glad I'm able to bring, I don't know, some joy into you guys' life. That is something that I really do enjoy doing, and it's always glad to get feedback like that. Thank you guys so much, by the way. Anyways, well, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Of course, if you did, don't forget to click that subscribe button if you haven't already, and also give this video, guys, a huge thumbs up. Of course, I'm really having a lot of fun with this mod pack, and I hope you guys are enjoying this Let's Play as well. Of course, guys, I'll see you in the next episode, and as always, thanks for watching.